it's changed my life. It's the catalyst to lasting change. Whereas these other methods that you may change for a bit, but it doesn't last. And this, it's fun too. I'm like, finally, I see some results. It's not just, hocus pocus. So many things. I mean, lack of confidence, no self-esteem, anxiety, just all these emotions, they would take over me and my whole life. It would affect my day. It would affect the decisions I made. It would affect the people I would meet. And I kept running into the same brick wall. I kept meeting negative people. I kept attracting negative experiences. And I had done Tony Robbins, and I had done the forum, and I'd done this, and I'd done that. And I was therapized to the max. I mean, I had therapy for most of my life, and it really wasn't, doing much. I mean, it was therapeutic. It was a release, definitely made a difference somewhat, but only up to a point, and I just felt there was more. And I felt like I was frustrated because I was trying really hard. It wasn't like I wasn't trying. I was trying really hard to change. And I wanted to change, and I wanted to change my life, and I wanted to be a better person, because I'm always doing that anyway. It's just that it wasn't happening. And I said, and at that point, I was looking on YouTube. I was looking because I was actually at that point listening to meditation type recordings of the law of attraction and visualization and all that stuff. And I was doing it religiously every day, listening to this one particular recording. And it seemed there was a shift, but it was temporary. It didn't last, And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I felt really great then, or this little thing happened. But then it stopped. It was like a door that shut, slammed, and I wasn't allowed into nirvana. But I thought, okay, something's got to work. I'm going to be let into the Garden of Eden one day. And it was very, very disheartening. I Googled on YouTube. I went in there and I looked up, why is the law of attraction not working for me? So what came up was different things. And then all of a sudden the Remmert Method came up, and childhood memories, and how our past defines our future, and who we are, and our circumstances, situations, the people we meet, etc. And I started playing the videos, and I was like, this is really interesting. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that was controlling my present life. And that's so sad that our past could control our present and our future. And that if we don't change that and deal with that, it's not going to change. So I was very excited when I saw that video. I was just like, maybe this is it. I think this is it. This is going to be the tipping point for me. I was very positive about it. I mean, there was a part of me that was a little, anxious, skeptical, but it was mostly a positive feeling that I had, and excitement. Yeah, I did. Well, it was a bit expensive for me, and I was a bit worried about that. Just the feeling that, is this going to just be another program that just doesn't work? Is this going to be the upteenth time I've tried again and fallen flat on my face in a way, and just not get any value out of it? You both seemed really genuine. You seemed real. You seemed like you really cared. It wasn't just about money for you, which of course everybody wants to make money. And the other thing, you've both experienced a lot of struggles in your life. You know what it is to go through these things. It's not like you're all high and mighty and you're preaching to us like how we should be, and you're just reading from a book and teaching us from a book. You've lived this. You've been there. You've had a lot of struggles, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache. So I feel like there's a lot of compassion when we work together, and that you really wanted me to improve, and you really cared about my progress. Like really, like you were very invested. That's the word. You were very invested, as well as Odile is very invested. So that's really also what made a difference. And I saw that you were both smiling. You guys did not stop smiling. I said, wow, these are some happy people. They must be doing something right. That's also your demeanor, your energy, the way you spoke, the way you were just like, you looked like you were filled on purpose, doing something you loved. I really got that about both of you, that you really loved what you were doing, what you were teaching. You were passionate about it. You believed in it. So I believed in it. I believed in it. I have a relationship with my family. I mean, it went from 0 to 10. I mean, that's pretty good. It's incredible. I told Steve I never thought in my wildest dreams in a million years that I would have any kind of relationship with my family, except for maybe on a minimal level. And now we are talking nearly every day. They're going to help me buy a little country house, which is very nice. And they're just so loving and so nice and so kind. They are the parents I had always wished for. I feel like I'm starting to meet better people in business, or if I'm having issues with them, I'm able to readjust the situation and make it work. My husband, I feel like we have a more loving relationship and I can appreciate and love him more. I'm more open to being loved. I just think these tools are the best thing ever. I mean, like, I'm a big fan of this method. It's changed my life. It's the catalyst to lasting change. Whereas these other methods, you may change for a bit, but it doesn't last. And this, it's fun too. And I find it really a lot of fun and really interesting and rewarding. When you put in the work, you see results. Finally, I'm like, finally, I see some results. It's not just, hocus pocus. I can't stress enough that you work with Steve. I feel so comfortable with him. I feel so held by him, protected by him, supported by him. He's just so down to earth and so smart, and he really knows his stuff. And he is going to make sure you get it. He puts all the pieces of the puzzle together, and with all that he's been through, he's able to just be so positive and fun and kind. He's also very generous with his time. He's always able to reach him and text him, and he encourages it. He wants to know how you're doing outside the session. That's really was very, very helpful too.